channel. If you want to get this look here, just stay tuned and watch the video. Alright, so first I start off by priming my eyes. I use the Smashbox 24-hour photo finish eyeshadow primer, and then I start to brush out my eyebrows, you know, so I can get the shape going on. Then I use my MAC Ochre Paint Pot, and I use this to just outline my eyebrows so that I can fill them in a little bit more neater. This is actually an easier way for me to do my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows like this all the time. So yeah, I just outline my eyebrows to kind of define the shape and on how I want it to be. And then I start to fill them in. I use an angle brush to do this because I have a little bit more control than if you were to just use a regular pointy brush. You would not have as much control as you would with an angle brush. So yeah. Next, I use my Ardell eyebrow pomade in dark brown. And this is actually a dupe for the Anastasia eyebrow pomade. So if you're looking for something a little bit more cheaper, I definitely recommend you getting this Ardell eyebrow pomade. And I just start to fill in my eyebrows. And I do it in slow strokes. I did speed up the video a little bit, so it does look like I'm going a little bit fast, but I was taking my time doing this. Just so that you can get your shape and to be a little bit more sharp or like accurate, you know. And also you don't want to make one eyebrow darker than the other. If you don't like to do this part, what I'm doing, you don't have to. I just fill in the front parts, just front parts of my eyebrows, just to make it look a little bit more fuller. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I was already filling my eyebrows, as you can see. They were already looking on point, and it wasn't even finished yet. So yeah, I was filling myself. Next, I'm going to get any black eyeshadow you can use to do this part. And this is actually optional. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. But I personally do this because I like my eyebrows to be a little bit more darker on the ends. And also just to fill in those little sparse, like, bald spots that I have in my eyebrows, because my eyebrows do have bald spots due to overly waxing. So I do fill them in with a black shadow, and any black shadow would work for this part. And also this part works to actually just keep your eyebrows more matte and keep them intact so that they don't, you know, what am I trying to say? Just to keep them in shape so that they're not going to like sweat or anything. It's not going to come off. So it just gives it like a matte finish. Next, I'm going to use my foundation, and any foundation works for this part. And what you're going to do is basically outline the top of your eyebrow with a pointy brush or an angle brush. You can use either or. I'm using a pointy one just because I have a little bit more control. And you just outline your eyebrow where that concealer was. With foundation, it is more natural than using a concealer because concealers tend to be a little bit more lighter than your actual skin tone when you put it on at the top. So I use foundation at the top and at the bottom. You don't have to use foundation at the bottom. Personally, I do because I like my eyebrow to look a little bit more natural underneath the brow bone. And also because I'm going to be already adding a highlight shade underneath after my eyeshadow. So yeah. Next, I'm going to get my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, and I did put a lot on my fucking eyelid. I don't know why the fuck I did that. But then you're just going to blend that out. I was a little heavy-handed with the brush here. So, yeah. Then I applied my tape, this fucked up ass tape that I've been having for years. It doesn't even stick to my skin. I had to like press it down. Next, using my Colourpop I Think I Love You palette, I'm going to be taking the color Screw It. And I'm just going to be blending that into my crease. Using a blendy fluffy brush, I'm going to be blending that into my crease. And I did build up the color. And so, yeah, I was basically that's what I did with both eyes. Just built up that brown color. in my crease as a transition shade so that when I go into my darker shades, it does not look all like fucking crazy, like I got a black eye or something. And what's up with that yellow shit on my lips? Like, that shit is looking kind of crazy. Like, I was drinking some turmeric, ginger and turmeric kombucha, so yeah. So you just keep building that brown color and just keep blending it and take your time. No need to rush. Blending eyeshadows is all about taking your time and just blending and blending and blending to get that right shade. And then I do believe right here I did get a smaller brush and I just started blending it out more just so it can be a little bit more precise. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I need to invest in a camera. Next, out of my Yes Please palette from Colourpop, I'm actually going to be getting the color Mischief and just blending that into my crease, but a little bit lower, using a smaller blendy brush, just so I can be a little bit more precise in the crease, so I can have more of that like what am I trying to say? Gradient shade. So it'll be like dark to light brown, kind of just give it that little hue of dark, plummy color to a brown. What the fuck am I saying? Like, just so I can have a nice gradient effect so that it doesn't all look like one shade of brown. I do want it to blend out really nicely, and I did go back and forth and build up that color. And take your time doing this, because with darker colors you do need to make sure that you blend them out a lot thoroughly so that they're not just packed on looking like you got a black eye. I can't even see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, and so then I did actually pack on that brown color again so that I didn't lose that shade while I was blending in that Plum Mischief color. So I did add that brown color that I did for my transition shade back onto my eyelid. And next I'm just adding some black eyeliner to my lower lid, and this is actually good for when you want to add any glitter shades or any kind of darker shades on top. And I'm actually just going to blend that out and upward into my crease. And I am a messy blender, so don't worry about this part. And I actually had added a blue lipstick color. I did not fucking add that shit in. Fuck, oh my gosh. So you can use any navy blue, dark blue lipstick that you have. I got mine from the beauty supply store. I think it's by Artis or something like that. It's called Navy something. I'll put the name down in the description box. But I just added that to my eyelid, and I just built it up into my crease. And as you can see, I'm going to be doing a lot of blending because this was like, it literally took me probably about like on max 15 minutes to blend this shit out. Like, it was fucking crazy, yo. Like, when you're trying to do something really good, and I know nothing's ever going to be perfect, but when you're working with darker colors, you need to make sure that it doesn't just look like you have a black eye, and that's what I was not trying to go for. So I had to keep going back in with like the brown and the navy blue and the plum color, just so that it didn't look like I got punched in the eye. And then I would build that color back up. And next I'm adding some black eyeshadow that from my Yes Please palette. I'm actually adding that Rule Breaker. It's called Rule. What the fuck? Sorry, you guys. It's called Rule Breaker from the I Think I Love You palette, and I'm putting that matte black onto my lower lid so that when I blend it out into my crease, it will be like, what am I saying? It'll have that gradient effect. So each color will blend into each other properly. So right here, I was just actually adding black shadow, going back and forth, adding the black shadow, and then going back and adding the navy blue. I was just going back and forth because I wanted it to look perfect, even though nothing is ever going to be perfect, but I did not want to look like I got punched in the eye, even though right now I look like I got punched in the eye. But I'm just trying to make sure that each color is actually transitioning into the next color more radiantly and not just looking crazy. So this is the navy blue lipstick that I use as an eyeshadow, and next I'm going to be getting this light colored eyeshadow shade from my I Think I Love You palette, and I'm just going to be using that as my brow bone highlight color. Yeah. Next I'm going to be getting the shimmery color. So next I just applied this shimmer color into my inner corners of my eyes. Dude, seriously?
I needed to do that.
Like, seriously. And then, like, I just applied it to the inner corner of my eyes, and as you can see, I kind of overdid it with the inner corner highlight, but then I did tone it down a little bit. And I started to kind of, like, add a little bit more of the blue to the inner corners just so it wouldn't be, like, so bright. So you can see me kind of, like, going back and forth using my fingers. Next, I applied my NYX glitter. And then I used this purple kind of color as well. It's actually for your toes. It's like toe art. Not toe art. It's like shit you put on your fucking nails, like that glitter and shit. I fucking used it for my fucking eyelid. I mean, why not? I've had it for like 5 years and I never fucking opened it. So I'm like, why? Might as well just fucking use it for my eye. So I apply this to my eyelid. I did apply eyelash glue to my lid before I applied the glitter. And so for this part, you can kind of use any kind of glitter you want. I actually wanted to go with a galaxy, kind of spacey, starry, in this into space, into the stars kind of look. So that's why I chose this purple and red kind of colors, because you know those seem to be like the colors that I think of when I think of like the galaxy and the stars and shit like that. But yeah, I just applied some of that NYX glitter into the inner corners of my eyelid, and then I did put a little bit onto the inner corner highlight because I did do that shit kind of bright, no lie. So I did apply that to the inner corners of my eye, and I'm just kind of looking back. Look at this janky mirror that I have. But as you can see, I'm just kind of going back and forth, just trying to see if I should add a little more, just to make sure that it looks okay, you know. After applying my glitter, I just removed the tape from my eyes, and I'm just kind of getting a look at the look, and then I just start to apply my eyeliner. And I don't do a thick band. I mean, you can do your eyeliner however you want to do it. Personally, I just did a little thin line. I honestly didn't even know how I was going to do my liner at that point. I mean, I did kind of mess it up. So I ended up actually just doing like a random messy line and ended up cleaning up the edges with a makeup wipe. Next, I'm applying my concealer by LA Girl in the color Cappuccino. And yeah, I'm just dancing here, having a good ass time. But then I apply my lashes. I'm just going to put some mascara on my eyes. And I did actually let my concealer sit underneath my eye for a while before I actually blended it in. So pardon me for that. I'm just going to apply my lashes to my lash line. And just make sure that it is on the lash line and that it's not on my actual eyelid, because I have problems doing that sometimes. And then I just blend out my concealer. I did apply my foundation off camera. I just felt that that part wasn't really all that important. I mean, I don't really use any spectacular foundations. I'm actually gonna go to Sephora and get me the Fenty Beauty foundation, but they're always out of stock, so I never have time to go get it. But now I'm just applying some nose glow. I use actually eyeshadow for that part, and this part I'm just gonna line my lips with red with a red lip liner. This lip liner was such shit. Like, literally, like, this lip liner didn't even show once I put it on. Like, it was very transparent. It barely even picked up on my lips. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna apply my Ruby Woo MAC lipstick to my lips. And I do apply like 3 coats of that because I just love. This is like my favorite red lipstick. I don't even think I would ever switch to any other because this is like my favorite formula. It just does it for me. I've tried all kind of red lipsticks and then this is like my favorite. And that's the final look. Guys, thanks for watching. That was the final look. I had to like fix my bangs because my bangs were like shitty. Like I literally had to like comb my bangs. I have Betty bangs and they still look like shit right now, but you know, I don't feel like doing all that hoopla. But yeah, this is a wig. It's a lace front wig. It's a human hair blend wig. And I actually just put it in flexi rods. And I took them out this morning and it came out looking so beautiful. Naturally this wig is straight, but I wanted to add some curl and volume to the hair. So yeah, this is the final look and this is the eyeshadow look, as you can see. Let's see if I can go close up. I have like really bad lighting in here. Like I really need to invest in the camera because right now I'm using my phone. On point with is your blending skills, and that's kind of like what I need to work on a little bit more. I need to be a little bit more patient with blending because I always tend to like, I get like frustrated sometimes when I'm blending and I'm like, oh, I just want it to be like, you know, nice already, but you know, everything is a work in progress, and I do think I have come very far from where I was 2 months ago, so I definitely like this look. Yeah, it took me about how many hours? Like fucking 4 hours to do this. Just stopping the pausing of the video to do stuff, and then just so many things going on, and so it took me 4 hours to do this just because I've been so like everywhere right now today. So yeah, if you like this look, here it is. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. It's nothing too harsh. And if you like glitter, this is definitely one of those looks where you can pretty much go all out with it. You know, you can pretty much go all out with the look because it's glitter, and who can't have fun with glitter? Everyone loves glitter. So that's exactly why I kind of love doing like makeup for like New Year's Eve or like, you know, Valentine's Day or like Christmas, because you can kind of just go all out. You know, there's no rules when it comes to New Year's Eve makeup or holiday makeup. You can just kind of like do your own little thing, be crafty with it. So that's exactly what I did. And thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.